Hey, Ernie here. In this video, you're going to learn the pros and cons of your employer-sponsored retirement plan. They may call it 401k, 403b, or TSP, or Power 57. Whatever they call it, they're all retirement plan sponsored by your employer. Let's start with the pros. Well, number one, this plan forces you to save money, which is good. It also gives you free money if they are matching, let's say 3 to 5%. It also defers your taxes. It depends on how you look at it today, right? On the cons, well, it loses value. So when the market goes down, you could lose value. And it also charges high fees. Whether you are making or losing money, they are charging you admin fees, management fees, and maintenance fees that could range between 2 to 3%. It also builds tax liabilities because you are delaying your taxes when it's bigger. So, and it's also subject to 59 and a half rule. That means you cannot touch the money before 59 and a half. If you do so, they're going to penalize you 10%, tax you 30%, basically losing 40% when you touch it prematurely. So the question that you need to answer today are you putting all your money here? And number two, is it the best option for you? And number four, what happens when you start distribution later? So let's compare your plan with the other strategies. Which one gives you the most advantages? These are the three vehicles where you can choose to put your money. In a fixed account, these are all bank accounts. You can have a savings account, a money market, or certificates of deposit. In a savings account scenario, they are giving you 0.01 to 1%. We call it a debt investment. So if you're putting all your money there, you are losing value. While in the meantime, the bank, what do they do with your money? Well, they just reinvest it and make about 10%. So in the rule of 72, it tells you how long your money will double. So let's just say your bank is paying you 1% in your savings account. That means you will need 72 years. So 72 divided by 1, that means 72 years to double that money. So if you have 10 grand, you will have to wait 72 years if you are still alive. In the meantime, your bank only needs 7.2 years to double the 10 grand. It becomes 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640 grand. But that money doesn't go to you. They keep it. That's why they're rich and you are not. Whatever. So you don't want to put all your money in that account. You just want to put your emergency funds. These are called your spending account. So where do you put the rest? That's where you choose between a variable and an index. In a variable setting, your 401, 403, TSP, 45, so even your stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, they are called variable. What does that mean? Well, it loses value. When the market goes down, you lose value. And again, we already know they're charging high fees even when you are losing money. And you cannot access them until age 59 and a half. Otherwise, you lose 40% in penalty and taxes. So here's the scenario. If the market loses negative 40%, you will be needing plus 67%. In 2008, it happened to me. I lost 40%. It took me 6 painful years just to break even. Whenever you lose money, keep in mind, you don't have the opportunity to grow that money even when the market is gaining because you are down there. You still have to recover your losses. And imagine if the market were to go down negative 50% tomorrow. That means you will need plus 100% growth just to break even. And that could take 10 years or more. So if you are in the vicinity of retirement, you cannot afford to lose money today. So we call it an undefined benefit because it's like gambling with your future. So the question is it okay to lose money? Well, Warren Buffett said no, because whenever you lose money, again, you lose the opportunity to grow your money. And number two, you lose time, the most expensive commodity. Okay. So what if you can grow your money and protect your gains? That is the best scenario. An index IRA is another option where you can diversify some of your funds. I'm saying some, not all, because if your company is matching your 401, then I suggest you contribute to your 401 up to the matching point so that you can get that free money. The logic behind is when the market grows, you double your gains. When the market loses, you only lose half because half of it is free money. Makes sense. Whatever, well, however, the rest you can diversify and roll it over to an index IRA if you are eligible so that you can grow with the market but not lose money because the return doesn't lose with the market. It locks your gains. So it also gives you what you call income for life, which your 401 or other retirement fund will never give you when you retire. This one gives you income for life. Okay, so it becomes a pension. It also protects you from probate, so the government will respect how you wish to distribute it to your beneficiaries without the benefit of a will or a trust. And it also, in some cases, gives you sign-in bonus between 20 to 45% because these financial institutions want to give you the best because they compete with each other to your benefit. So, in a way, you are creating a personal pension plan that could supplement your Social Security. So, how would you like to have a lifetime paycheck? I believe this is the best option for a baby boomer who are gearing for retirement. So, the question with your plan right now, are you building wealth or tax liabilities? Let's look at the three tax boxes. Again, in your savings account, these are what you call current income that are subject to tax today. Your tax later accounts, such your employer retirement plan that includes your 401k and the same plans, they are called taxable upon distribution. So you are building tax liabilities. The question is, should you pay your tax today when it's smaller or later when it's bigger? With your 401, you are doing the latter. That means you are delaying it, wherein you're going to end up paying more later. So the key is building what you call tax advantages. Roth IRA is one of them. But we know that there is a limit where you can put your money there. Maximum 7,000 a year or 8,000 if you're 50 years old and above. Still, that is not enough. That's why you need another vehicle where you can build enough tax advantages because you want to distribute your retirement funds where you can have the most tax advantages. Let's talk about tax engineering. Tax engineering is where you can avoid taxes legally. Okay, let's say your desired retirement funds is $500,000. If all of these funds are coming from the first two buckets, that includes your employer retirement plans, as your 401k, and some stocks, mutual funds, or even real estate investment, these are all subject to deferred taxes. So what happens is upon distribution, when you're about to retire, you're going to be subject to 27 to 37% taxes. So that means you will be paying an estimated income tax of about $150,000 and $500,000 savings. Is that okay with you? Definitely not. That hurts. But what if half of your funds are coming from the tax-free distribution bucket that includes your Roth and other vehicles? Then you can reduce in half your overall effective tax rate down to 12 to 15%. So instead of you ending up paying 150, you could lower it down to $75,000. And one of the vehicles that you could use to supplement your Roth significantly is called a cash value life insurance. Let's take a look at this plan. A cash value life is almost similar to your 401 in such a way that you don't need a lump sum to get started. Okay, while you contribute, it grows a cash value up to 13%. So while the market is going up and down, it grows with the market up to 13, but doesn't go down with the market because it provides you a safety net of 0.75. So you're not losing money ever. And it averages about 8.15% in growth, which beats the S&P 500 in a 20-year look back performance. And here's the best part. It's not subject to 59.5 rule. So that means you can use it, you can access it when you need it, even before 59.5 for whatever reason. You don't have to be in a hardship situation. And the interest rate, the loan rate, if you borrow from your own plan, is 0.75 net on the first 10 years and zero net loan rate after 10 years. So you're basically paying nothing. and the long-term care is included in the plan that gives you 2% access monthly should you lose 2 of your 6 activities of daily living after 90 days. So if you're incapacitated and you're not able to work, you're losing your paycheck, it could be an income replacement. And when you grow older, it could pay for your care, which could be very costly. And it also gives you living benefits in case of critical and terminal illness that includes heart attack, stroke, organ transplant, or even cancer, and of course, the life-ending situations that gives you 12 months or less to live, 90 to 100% access to your death benefit while you are alive. Because 70% of people, keep in mind, don't just die. They get sick first. That is where you run out of funds. This provides you cushion. The death benefit here is permanent. It doesn't lose coverage while you're alive. So it covers you for the rest of your life. And in several states like California and Nevada, they even included concierge service, which covers your funeral arrangements if your plan is 250 and up. That means you don't have to buy a separate plan to take care of that. So your beneficiaries don't have to worry about making all this funeral arrangement in case of death. The question is, who needs this? Everyone. But not everyone qualifies because this index happens to be inside a permanent life insurance. You got to be insurable at the time of enrollment. So the best way, the best time to get enrolled in this plan is while you're young and healthy. Even when you're older, as long as you are healthy enough to be eligible and qualify, then you can still enroll. Imagine your cash value life is your financial foundation of your financial life. What it does is that when it's funded properly, it can boost your emergency funds because you can access it with even before 59 and a half. It can provide income replacement and could even pay for your care later, which is very costly, and could even be used to eliminate bad debts such as credit card debts. And sets up a retirement plan that could give you or engineer your taxes that could in effect lower your effective tax rate. So to sum it up, the benefits of a cash value life includes continuous growth at an average of 8.15%, better than S&P, and safety net of 0.75, wherein you're not going to ever lose money, even when the market is crashing, and a tax advantage by virtue of this IRC 7702, which is incorporated in a policy, providing you what you call tax shelter in the future and protects you while you're alive, protects you even when you're healthy because you can access your cash value and protects your family when you're gone. So basically, you are beating the 4 enemies of money, which are the wealth killers. Health risk being the most expensive, inflation, which is a record high, taxes, you don't want to be subject to tax liabilities but at the time you need it the most, and finally, market risk, thereby enabling you to build a solid financial house. So is it the best for you? Who knows? So call or text me for more information at 818-390-0155 or email me at erniediapera@gmail.com because you want the best for your family. So you don't want to compromise your future. I'll talk to you soon.